Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are on a wonderful location today. As you can see, it is completely green. So what a wonderful chance to review such a cool bike here. So I am holding this phone just for the microphone sake. As you can see, lot of wind is blowing here and my voice won't be audible for you. So that is the reason why I am using this cell phone as mic. And other than that, this bike is really cool, as you can see. So this bike is from the company called Detel. So the cool feature of this bike is that it can be delivered all over India, anywhere. So no matter where you stay in part of India, this can be delivered straight to your home. That's a really cool feature. Okay, so first we'll talk about the design features on this thing. So as you can see, it looks somewhat like a hybrid moped. It is actually a hybrid moped because it is propelled by two sources of power. So that is, one is using the accelerator. You can accelerate it and it goes. And even if your battery dies, what other option is you have is it even has paddle, as you can see here. So let me demonstrate you. Just in case if you ran out of battery, so this is what you do. You sit here and you paddle like this. So cool is that. So it might look single seater in the video, but it is actually double seater. As you can see, two people can easily sit here. So let me demonstrate you. Shashank, hey cameraman, come here little bit. We want to demonstrate that it is two-wheeler. We want to demonstrate that it is two-seater. So here's Shashank, my camera guy. Thank you so much, man, for recording such wonderful videos for me. And so this is how you can sit too on this. It won't run too fast with two-seater, but it can at least take two seats. Thanks, man. So the pillion actually keeps his foot here. So this is the footrest for pillion. It isn't comfortable, but at least you have it. That's the bonus point. So this bike has been manufactured for those who can't drive heavy vehicles, such as the students who are at 14 or 16 age, or the old age persons who are above like 60 or 70 age. So it is extremely light. As you can see, I can lift it just with one hand. It is so light. It is extremely compact in design, and the important part of this thing is this bike isn't covered completely. So you get a pretty good amount of legroom here. So even if you want to carry something, you can put it here and put your legs here, and you can carry all that stuff. So even I am being 6'2", I can easily put my legs here and I have good amount of legroom. Even though this bike looks really small for me, it's fun to ride. Okay, now so we'll have a closer look at the bike. So as you can see, this gets this steel chassis, which is extremely thin and lightweight. So that's the reason why this bike is so lightweight. And other than that, you get only two fiber panels on this. That is this one and this one. These are the only two panels on this bike, and So here's the logo of the company. As you can see, it says Detel. It is Detel, not Dettol. It's Detel. And other than that, you get the branding here as well, Detel, and this is the model, Easy Plus. So that is what they call it. Other than that, every single material on this bike used is extremely lightweight, such as these fiber panels. Everything is almost plastic, but it is hard plastic, not your regular plastic. So it's really cool and it looks good. So other than that, everything is plastic here. Now coming on to the technical specifications of this bike. So we get 12 inches tires on the front as well as on the rear. So a 12 inch लो आधे 16 inch था
16 था ना बोलो 16 कर को बोलो मैं भी नहीं देखा पहले नहीं पता है लो तू क्या
16 inch 25 बरोबर 16 inch था. Okay, so as you can see, this bike gets 16-inch tires on both the sides. So we get a 500 watt 48 volt hub motor on the rear, and both on the rear and the front we get the drum brakes. So you can't expect disc brakes at this price point, so this is what you get, drum brakes. Okay, and the suspension is also not that bad actually. So as you can see, the travel is really less, but it does the work. At least you can see the travel. It is extremely low, but at least it can take some bumps. And on the rear as well, you get this coil spring suspension. The rear has actually a lot more travel compared to the front ones. So it's extremely light. Whenever I am taking it, I am feeling like it's as if it is a toy or something. Now we'll look at all the control features on this thing. So here's the key. So this is how it comes. You get a spare set along. You even get a spare along with this. So you get actually two keys. So one is to start the bike, and another is to open your rear compartment, storage compartment. Okay, so this is where you put the key, and after twisting it once, the display turns on and the bike turns on. Okay, and when you twist it the second time, the headlight turns on. So this is how the headlamp looks like. So you don't have a dedicated switch for headlamp, so that is how you turn on. You have to twist it twice. Okay, other than that, here's the turn signals. Left and right. The cool feature is that it displays on the control panel whenever you turn on the turn signal. So if I turn on the turn signal, it shows a little indicator here that the turn signal is on. Other than that, here one more switch we get. It says 1 and 2. So this is for the riding mode. So 1, when you keep it on 1, it limits the speed up to 25 kilometers per hour, and when you put it on the second, it goes up to 50. That's the top speed of this bike. Other than that, you get a horn switch here. So it's actually a buzzer, not a physical horn. And that buzzer is indicated in this headlamp. So the display is actually really cool. It's LED adavalla.
Digital display LED.
So it's a digital LED display, which is actually pretty bright. Even in sunlight we can see it completely. So here it shows as ready. Whenever you put the key, it shows ready. And here's the speedometer. It shows how much at what speed you are traveling. And here's the battery level indicator. As the battery gets discharged, these green colors goes off. And here's the riding modes. Okay, so when I put it in second, it shows 2. When I put it in first, it shows 1. Other than that, we got here we get here odometer, how much kilometers we have traveled, that gets indicated here. Okay, other than that, this thing even has onboard diagnostics. So this thing even has onboard diagnostics. So if this bike has any defaults, so it will indicate here. As soon as I turn it on, it shows here. If anything is failure, such as ECU or brakes or something, if I hold brakes, this is what it indicates. Okay, now we'll look at its storage compartment. So we have to use the second key that is given along with the bike, and we have to put it here. A slot has been given. So this is where you put the key and twist it in order to open the rear compartment. So this is how it looks. These are some of the paperworks given with the bike. Other than that, we get here spare key. So this is the extra key that is given with the bike, and here's the little storage cubby. This is what all you get with the storage on this bike. Other than that, we have here MCB switch. In case if you are not using this bike for a long time, you can just turn it off like this, or when you want to remove the battery. So the battery is actually removable on this thing. So you just have to turn this MCB off, and you just have to unplug this cable right there. And this is how you just pull it out. As you can see, this is the entire battery pack of the bike, and it is extremely light. You can see I can lift it just with my single hand, or actually just with my little finger. So that is how light it is actually. So when you remove the battery pack, this is what it looks inside. And here it has a latch. That latch actually slides into this groove, and that is how the battery is locked. And that is how you put the battery inside. And you have to connect this connector here to the battery, and just turn it on and shut this seat off. And that is how it turns on. So taking out and charging the battery is also extremely easy. So there are two ways you can charge this bike. Either you can take out the battery completely and take it to your home and charge, or else there's another socket given for charging the bike on board. So here's it is. So this is the charging socket for the bike on board if you don't want to remove the battery. So this is the tail lamp of the bike, and you get a number plate. So that isn't actually a number plate because this bike isn't registered, or it can't be registered. It is just the company branding on there. And you get a huge mudguard on this thing. So even this is made out of plastic. It is covered completely, so you don't have to worry about the water getting on the bike in the rainy season. Now we'll talk about the lighting system on this bike. So first of all, this is the DRL you get with the bike. So this is the DRL. When you twist the key once, this is what glows actually on the bike. So it is just a daytime running light, and this is the main headlamp. So you don't get a high beam and low beam on this, but you just get a regular headlight. Okay, so other than that, these are the turn signals. So even these are LEDs. And for rear, this is the tail lamp you get, and this is how the turn signal looks, right and left. Now we'll turn on this bike. So this is how you turn on the bike, and just give it a throttle. So this is the riding first mode. Let me put it in second. So this is the mode 2. And other than that, so this is where the chain goes from. So you get a rear small sprocket, and in the front you get a big sprocket, and that is connected to the pedal, and as you go on pedaling it, the wheel rotates. Okay, now enough of talking about this bike. Let's take it for a spin. So that is what I am eagerly waiting for.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here on screen. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do.
So this cool bike comes in 5 awesome colors. So one is the red that we have as of now, and it even comes in black, white, blue and green. So these are the 5 cool colors that you get with this bike. So as you saw, the battery pack sits here, and it is actually of 48 volts and 25 amperes. So that is what the battery pack is of. and the motor is of 48 volt and 500 watt. And okay, and talking about now talking about the warranty stuff on this bike. So you get warranty on 3 things, that is motor, battery, controller and charger. So actually you get warranty on 4 things. So the battery has actually warranty of 2 years, and motor has 1 year, controller and charger, all these 3 things have warranty of 1 year. Okay, and most important thing, that is cash. Okay, so what's the price point of this? So this thing is just for 50,000 rupees. So it's, in my opinion, it's a really cool bike for 50,000. As you saw in my last video, the cycle itself cost around 25 to 30,000, and what a really cool feature and what a really cool thing that you get a bike, entire bike in 50,000 rupees. So you can just give it a try. Okay, so if you want to know more about this bike, you can go to my description. You can go to the video description, and rest all the things you'll find it there. So please do check it out. So that is all you need to know about this bike. Thank you.